guard, lever completely closed. We're going to put in our first guideline. We're going to start at that temple peak area and then work our way evenly back. Make sure you're easy with your strokes and keep a comb or a small brush on your opposite hand to then clean the surface after every few strokes. Make sure you are using your opposite hand to then pull the ear down. Last thing you want is for his ear to get caught in that clipper. The softer you are with these initial guidelines though, the easier it is going to be when you come back down and start erasing them. So just keep that in mind, guys. You can see right here how I'm slightly scooping out as I approach the guideline. Make sure that you do end up at that same temple peak area on the opposite side. You could always view him from the front to make sure that they align. Now for our second guideline, we're going to keep the same clip and just open the lever completely. And we're going to take that up about 1 inch or so. As you can see, I set it in, I recomb the hair, and repeat that area. Make sure that your guidelines are parallel to the ones underneath, that way your fade is even throughout. As you can see, by being easy on the wrist, it looks like that one blended right into that 1.5, but we're still going to come back and touch it up. For our second guideline, we're going to use our number 2 guard, lever completely open still, and follow that same process. Take that up about 1 inch or so. Just be very mindful that you are running it parallel to the one underneath. And let the clipper all the work, guys. There's no need to apply so much pressure with your hands or really dig the clipper in. Now for our last guard, it will be the number 3, and we're still going to keep that lever completely open. As you can see, my strokes are basically scooping out of the head, coming right up. And this will be the last guard that I will be using. Now to finish connecting to the top, there is a little bit of weight left right here on the parietal ridge, so I'm going to go ahead and do thinning shears over comb technique. And once I'm done setting up all my guidelines, I always come back and freehand the rest of the frizz. As you can see, I'm using my pinky as a support against the head, and this is just to give the head a better shape. By now you should have that first guideline that we created with the 1, which is very swan faint, and the second guideline that we created with the 1 lever completely open. We're going to start with that one and work our way down. By using our 1.5 guard, I'm going to close the lever just slightly, putting it into a 3/4 position. It's basically somewhere between halfway and fully open. Using mainly the corners of the clipper, we're going to start attacking that top guideline. And if for whatever reason this step is creating a faint line right above it, do not be scared to open the lever completely and just finish cleaning that out. For the second guideline coming down, I'm going to point it out more towards the back. It's right here. I'm going to use the number 1 guard, lever still in that 3/4 position. And as you can see, it was very faint on the sides. It was more noticeable towards the back, but I still go over the sides just because details do matter, guys. As you can see, I got a little bit of dark spots left, mainly towards the back. I'm gonna go ahead and use my number 1 guard lever completely open now and just do any touch-up work that I need. Using mainly just the last 2-3 teeth of the clipper, just to really dig in and fine-tune those details. And as for the neckline, he prefers a very natural look, so I'm just gonna do a very soft taper. Since he got a number 1 on the sides, I'm gonna just go one size down and do a half and taper out the neckline and the sideburns. And to remove that half line, I'm gonna use my half card and put that lever in that 3/4 position that I spoke of earlier. And the reason I only go one size down is basically because I do want to keep it as natural as possible, but I do want to take it a little shorter, as the hair does tend to grow out a lot faster towards the sideburns and that neckline area. Repeat the same thing for the sideburns, starting with the lever fully open and then slap on that half guard 3/4 and finish blending it out. Now when I do start the neckline, I always like to put their head in a neutral position, not so much facing down. Reason being is their neckline could change depending on their head position. Doing a soft square towards the back and cleaning out around the ears. Finish connecting that, now moving from the front back. And as for the sideburns, I go slightly above mid-ear. Now this is all preference, so according to your client, just make sure you consult with them. Repeat the same process on the opposite side. And before I do my razor work, I do like to go over it first with my electric shaver, just so I don't have to worry about my blade dueling out mid-shave. Now applying some shave gel. And another tip I do have for y'all is here I'm applying the shave gel first, and right after I do spray a little bit of water on my hands and just kind of run down the areas that I applied the shave gel with a little bit of water. It just keeps the moisture in the hair better. Starting by shaving with the grain and then follow that by shaving against the grain. Make sure that you are using your opposite hand to help stretch the skin to ensure a softer, smoother shave. Here I'm going to use a little bit of matte pomade. Make sure you really emulsify it to where it almost disappears in your hands. That way you don't have clumps of product on their hair. I'm going to just swipe and run it through the top and the sides. It does give it a little bit of texture even though the hair is short on top. Now here's the before, guys, in case y'all forgot. And here's after. A one on the sides with finger length on top. I really do hope y'all enjoyed this tutorial, guys. I hope y'all learned something new.